Hello there, and welcome to this test drive video for the Ny1, a compact, fully electric SUV that's pretty much designed for any lifestyle. And we've achieved that by combining a number of strengths, including very stylish design, a unique interior, Honda's trademark driving dynamics, and of course, full electric vehicle performance and handling. Now, there are two models to pick from. There is the Elegance and the Advance, this being the Advance. And the easiest way to tell the difference between the two from the outside is the Advance has the glass roof. Now, if you're eagle-eyed, you would also be able to see that underneath each door mirror, there is one of the multi-view cameras. That's also a telltale sign for the Advance. But in terms of the powertrain, the suspension, the handling, everything on both models is exactly the same. So once you get sat in the car, you can actually get a real sense of how Honda were really keen to create a space that was stress-free and comfortable for driver and all occupants. And nowhere is that more expressed than with the keyless smart entry system that they have. When you get in, if you want to go, you press the brake, you press the power button. If you look on the little screen behind the steering wheel, you can see a green car icon with arrows pointing forwards and backwards, telling you you're ready to go. The gear selection system is very similar to the traditional automatics. You have P for park, R for reverse, N for neutral, and D for drive. This is just simply a button system rather than a stick shift system. So, foot on the brake, you must always have your foot on the brake to make a selection, and you press D to drive, or R, you pull the switch back to reverse. If I put it into reverse, you can see instantly on the top of the 15-inch infotainment screen here, the reversing camera comes on automatically. And you can see those grid lines ready to help you with your reversing maneuver. The key thing is, as with all Honda assist systems, is you need to be in charge of your maneuver. Still use your mirrors, still use your eyes, looking through the blind spots as well. So this is just an assist, it's not there to do the job for you. So I just showed you one particular function on the eye-catching 15-inch infotainment screen. I just want to go into a little bit more detail with that for you. So we have three different zones. There's a top, middle, and bottom zone, and these are dedicated in terms of their functionality. The top part is the connect zone, and that's where your smartphone connection will be. You got your satellite navigation on there. And at the bottom of each of these zones, there are dedicated buttons for the most used functions that you would be using when you're on the road. So there's no going through difficult menus while you're supposed to be focused on the drive. So much easier, much safer. The middle zone is the audio zone. You can see basically, as it says on the tin, you've got your audio systems on there. You also have, if I press the home button on here, you can actually see these other displays as well. So you can see your apps, you can see the Bluetooth audio, the trip computer. The lower part of the screen is the HVAC, or heating, ventilation and air conditioning section of the screen. And that has dedicated buttons at the bottom as well. I do know that for some users, having to go into menus to change the temperature on the car is something of a faff. Having these buttons on show all the time makes it so much easier and more pleasurable to use. So just before we get underway, just wanted to tell you, the Ny1 provides 150 kilowatts of power, which is just over 200 bhp or PS, and a rather pleasing 310 newton meters of torque. So that gives you a 0 to 100 kilometers or 0 to 62 miles per hour of just 7.6 seconds, and a top speed of 99 miles per hour or 160 kilometers per hour. Now, for the benefit of occupants and to minimize motion sickness, the Ny1 has been engineered to deliver a really smooth and comfortable acceleration and deceleration. So that doesn't diminish any of the appeal of a powerful electric vehicle and its responsive acceleration, but having much less motion sickness, I think that's a really, really nice trick and something that really sets it apart from the competition. So why don't we try some of that out for ourselves, eh? Now, with my foot on the brake, I press the drive button there and we're ready to go. Now, because I have my seatbelt on, the parking brake will release automatically. Smooth and simple and really, really quiet. Of course, while you're driving, Some of the information that you will want to have while you're in the car will appear on the screen in front of you, just behind the steering wheel. Now, if you're anything like me when you're driving, I like to personalize the information I have on the screen in front of me, and you can do that on here as well. There is a thumb button on the left-hand side of the steering wheel, just here, it has the home icon on it. You press that, and you can scroll through the different options on here. This defaulted to navigation, but using the scroll wheel, you've got speed alarm, driver attention, the seat belt, which is great if you've got kids in the back that are learning to press buttons and they might release their seat belt unbeknownst to you. That's a really nice system. Safety support, any information, any alerts that come up, you can go to those as well. It could be a door is open. It could be telling you something needs attention at your local dealership as well. What you also have is paddles behind the steering wheel here. Now these can actually set the level of brake regeneration you wish for. Now you can see on the front it says we are in normal drive mode and in D for drive. Now if I start to depress these paddles, you'll start to see these down arrows. And what that does is when you lift off the throttle, it slows down the car a lot more quickly than if you didn't have them on at all. And what that is the motor is actually creating more resistance. And through that resistance, it's actually creating more electricity to put back into your battery. So that means you're making the car more economical, which is a really nice touch. First impressions of this drive are a great sense of agility and responsiveness, and also by cleverly packaging the electric drivetrain components, the Ny1 has a eye-popping amount of space, side to side, front to rear, no central tunnel either for the passengers in the back, so loads of legroom as well. The dash console is really uncluttered, and the levels of all-round visibility, they also further enhance that sense of space inside the car, and even more so on the Advance with the glass roof. Now, despite all this space inside the car, its compact nature on the outside, it really makes it feel a very sporty drive. And that fabulous visibility inspires a huge amount of confidence on both motorways as well as urban driving environments. The picture frame windscreen and the design and flow of the dash all the way around through to the doors, including the ambient lighting as well on the Advanced model, it really makes it easy to sweep your eyes around the car. It gives you a sense of flow, sense of ease, and a real sense of premium quality. However, it's not just you that has a sense of what's going on around the car. With Honda sensing fitted as standard, you have a camera at the front and sonar sensors around the car, also keeping an eye on other road users, including vehicles, bikes, bicycles, even pedestrians. The camera can see road traffic speed warnings for you. It can look at road markings for you, so the lane keep assist can keep you centered. That helps reduce a lot of the micro corrections you make on particularly long journeys on high-speed motorways or even around town. It reduces a lot of the stress for you as well. The Advance also has Parking Pilot, which is an autonomous parking system. Really does help in those tighter situations, especially in poor light situations where you might not be feeling as confident. My favorite feature though has to be the adaptive cruise system. Now, cruise control, in the old days, you'd be constantly switching it on and off in heavy traffic. This system uses the camera at the front and keeps you at a set interval or time distance from the car in front, the one that you prefer. Now, whether they slow down or speed up, it will slow down automatically and speed up again for you as well, to the speed that you set. For commuter traffic, that is absolutely perfect. It's also great on long distance journeys as well. Takes away a lot of the stress and strain. That's a phrase you'll hear me use a lot. This is a very relaxing, very easy car to drive. Now, that adaptive cruise control system can also work alongside lane keep assist. So that basically provides traffic jam assist. This is a relatively new function for Honda sensing, and I absolutely love it as well. It's brilliant if you're in stalled traffic, in a traffic jam, as the name suggests. What it does, it will actually use that same adaptive cruise control system to actually slow you down even to a stop. And if the traffic gets going again within 5 seconds, it will then pick up again for you. After 5 seconds, it will hold and it will wait for you to either resume the journey by touching the throttle or touching the reset button on the right-hand side of the steering wheel. Again, traffic jams can be one of the most stressful situations to be in. This car is just taking that away for you. Absolutely perfect. If you'd rather be in control of the car stopping and starting in heavy traffic, there is another way you can do that, and that would be using the brake hold button in the center. Now, as long as you have your seatbelt on, it will do as the name suggests. When you come to a stop, it will hold the brake on for you until you touch the throttle and you're able to pull away. Comfort for everybody inside the car has been a key consideration at Honda, right from the seat structure all the way through to these air diffusion vents they have on either side at the front. This is a fantastic system. This actually, as the name suggests, diffuses air around the car. Rather than blasting the front passengers with hot or cold air, this is a much more comfortable way to manage the temperature in the car. It's also a much quicker way to do it as well. Now, you can opt to have synchronized temperatures between you and the front passenger, or you can use the dual zone system as well. And all of those settings can be done via the bottom of the HVAC, or the heating, ventilation, and air conditioning screen on this large screen at the front. Now, that seat structure I just mentioned, they have deeper cushioning in the seats, and also seat damping to the front and the rear for all occupants as well. So it's further contributing to that really improved sense of ride comfort and support on all road surfaces. Now, the detailed design of the front and rear seats really creates a sporty feel inside the car, with either black or light grey synthetic leather available depending on the grade you choose. So, sporty yet comfortable on the inside, and that's equally matched on the road. I have to say, this car handles extremely well. The all-new chassis developed specifically for battery electric vehicles, it really ensured torsional rigidity, creating that enhanced stability and control, but it also provides increased levels of safety. So it protects not just the occupants, but also the high voltage battery and cabling that have auto shut-off functionality built in. Now, in terms of everyday family practicality, there is plenty of space for passengers in the rear. Now, there are also ISOFIX or iSize fittings for the child seats in the back. There are 2 USB-C slots in the back as well, and an aircon vent, so that creates a suitable space for passengers of all ages. The boot space is a really generous 346 litres. Another really lovely aspect of this particular vehicle is on those cold winter months, you can actually preheat the whole car before you get in. When it's cold, it's dank, it's dreary, you can be nice and warm having your cup of tea or coffee, and you can actually get the car heated up. The ambient temperature, the seats, the steering wheel, it'll have de-iced, all of that using the Honda app. Really nice and simple, and I do like that. What a great way to start your day. Now, a great tip for when you're doing that is to actually make sure it's still plugged in to your home charger, if you do have one. That means you're basically not using up any of the battery or range for your journey. So although it's nicely warmed up, de-iced, beautiful place to sit, you've still got full range ready for you. How does that sound? And so the last thing I want to show you is the parking pilot system. Really simple, really easy to use. Just going to pull up here. We have in front of us 2 wonderful Hondas. We want the car to park itself in between the 2 of them. So the way we do that is we check if there's a space ourselves, and we come down to this button down here, the Park Pilot button. So if I press that, up on the top of the infotainment screen here, we have searching for parking space, drive slowly. Now, whenever you are using the Parking Pilot system, do please make sure you are also using your mirrors and looking around to make sure that you are also aware of what's going on around you. This system is great for putting you in a parking space, but nothing beats your own observation. You can see a teenager looking at their phone, a dog that might have got off the lead, all those sorts of things. So still do be super aware that you are in control of the car. So in order to get the car to sense the space, we need to drive slowly towards it. So let's do that. So already it's picked up spaces this side of the first car. We don't want to do that. We want to park in between them. So we'll keep going. And as we go past this car, there we go. You can see a green box has appeared between the cars. All I need to do is come to a stop, press that space that I want. And now the screen comes up. It says to start the parking operation, apply the brake and press the switch again. So this is you confirming that you want the car to take over the maneuver. Press that. There was a little judder on the wheel. It has taken control of the wheel now. And you hear that alert sound. That's the car telling you that it's about to start driving for you. Check your mirrors, look around, you come off the brake and just touch the throttle. It turns the wheel for you. And you can see there is a stop mark, a line there. It stops. It goes into reverse. You can see behind you. I'm checking my mirrors. There is another stop line where the sensors then check the depth of the parking space behind us. It stops again. Again, it's about to change direction. You can indicate if you wish at these points to let other road users know what you're doing. It stops. I'll indicate left as we're going left into the space. Checking my mirrors. We're all good. You can see the display here. Is it happy enough with that? It may pull out again just to make sure it's fully centered. Oh, it was happy. Got it right first time. Parking operation is complete. There we go. Okay, there we have it. The all-new Ny1. Thank you so much for joining me on this test drive video. If you'd like to book your own test drive, please get in touch with your nearest retailer. I'm sure they'd be delighted to hear from you. But for me, thank you very much and goodbye.